Testing, testing. First break by Mika. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. First break. Stevie Moore gets ball in hand. We're getting underway here. I'm world renowned David Devil Dave Escalise. This should be a pick'em. Two great players here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a surprise couple of people sitting in with Upstate Al and Devil Dave in a minute. Yes, sir. We have Stevie Moore with ball in hand. Got perfect on it too. Three up in the corner. He'll be fine here.
Well, we'd like to welcome Ron Park on board. Hey, Ron, how are you?
Hey, Al. Oh, Dave.
How are you?
How are you? Good to see you guys.
Oh, absolutely. Ron, another great player for many years down south.
Talk about South.
Yeah.
Here's one of the guys right here.
Yeah, Stevie.
And,
I played him in Raleigh just now, last few days ago.
And how'd you make out?
I didn't play good against him.
Okay.
Played bad. I was on the winner's side,
Oh, wow. Okay.
but I cashed in the one pocket. That's important.
Oh, sure.
there they are, Double Dave
Yes.
and Ron Park, right there on your screen.
Ladies and gentlemen, always a pleasure.
And I just want to give you a little bit of update. Darren Appleton is going to step in for a second, and he's going to give us some more information about Chekiao, which is a sports drink that's taken the nation by storm.
Oh,
Absolutely.
That's a bad
Sure,
miss.
sure. Double
Yeah.
Dave will take a little walk.
And folks, if this match that we're watching with Mika should end early, we're actually going to switch over. If it ends early, we're going to switch over to Oscar Dominguez, which you see on your screen. He's
very
playing
nice.
Tommy Kennedy.
Yes.
So we got a lot of pull ahead of us.
And a lot of great champions here.
Oh,
at the
yeah.
Super
Stars
Billiards Expo.
studded, including these two guys in the booth right here. These two guys in the booth are my champions.
funny, Al.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean it to be funny.
I know.
We've been around 100 years. Maybe
Yeah, right.
that's why.
Combined, anyway.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you recently took a picture with Scott Simonetti and Victor Now. Between all of you and Carmen Lombardo, between
Yes.
all you guys, you got 300 years of experience.
Yes, absolutely. Mika getting perfect, and with the sinking of this ball, Al, take it away, please.
Well, the 10 ball deposited. Mika opens up with the first rack and draws first blood. He leads here 1-0.
Yeah, Stevie uses that CTE, center to edge method.
Yep.
And I guess I wouldn't say a controversy, but there's people agree with it, people don't. I
Right.
don't know much about it.
Yeah, well, you know.
I still can't figure it out. I know some pivoting thing going on there, but
Right.
Right.
Well, you know what, Stevie?
I can't use it.
If you follow Stevie Moore on social media, you'll find out that he does some live streaming from his
Yeah,
home, and you can actually learn from Stevie. I'll tell you what,
Absolutely,
he puts in
yeah.
hard practice.
Yes, absolutely. World-class player.
yeah, he is. I just I don't know much about CTE, but
Center to edge.
yeah, I know. But there's more to it than that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
There's pivoting. There's
Yep.
the way you aim. I don't know.
Well, you know what? It works for Stevie. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it works.
Don't ever count him out.
That's right, and that's what's important, ladies and gentlemen.
But he missed that 7 ball by almost
Yeah.
a half a foot, and I just couldn't
Something-
understand it.
Something went wrong.
Yeah,
Yes, Yes.
But I mean, when he's on, he's on.
Oh, boy, is he ever. Absolutely. Well, he's fine here. There's nothing in his way here. He's fine here.
I remember Stevie came up to New Jersey into the Stats Arena, and it was like 5,000 break-in run or 10,000.
I was just
and
thinking
it must have took
about
him
that.
about 45 minutes to an hour to
Yeah.
run that rack.
Yeah.
Right, run
But he
one
got
rack.
the cheese.
Yes, he got the 5,000.
cheese. And then
Yes,
he came back and did it again.
Yes.
And then Pat put in some stipulation on road players coming in. They got to run 15 balls instead of
Yeah, well, of course. Oh, absolutely, of course.
Well, he left himself a little funny here,
Yes,
but he's okay,
yes,
I think.
Yeah, this is not an automatic gimme, but he's got to aim this one up.
Ooh,
Oh, my
I missed
God.
the 8. Gee whiz.
I missed it by a good amount, too.
Uh-oh, I think he left Mika safe.
Oh, it's close. It's so
Yeah.
close. You might be right. Gee, that's close.
Now, I don't know if Mika can slice the end of that, or the edge of that 8 ball, but
We're going to have, like I said, Darren Appleton step in momentarily. And then Dave will be back in.
hey, Darren.
The man, the myth, the magic. He's got more air miles than the President of the United States. In the booth, Mr. Appleton, welcome aboard, sir.
How are you doing? Thank you.
All right, not bad. We're watching a match between Stevie and Mika. But, you know, I have a couple of questions for you. Really, I do. This Czechia drink took Europe by storm.
Yeah.
Now it's spreading across the United States. They no sooner put 5 cases out in the pro arena, and now I went out there wasn't one left.
Yeah.
Everybody's using them.
Everyone's trying it, yeah.
Give me a little input on that, Darren.
Well, what happened with me is that I played in the Moscone Cup in Blackpool in England in 2014, and the guys were there with the product, and I'd never heard of it before, so I just tried it. I didn't need to try it, but I thought, I'll try this stuff.
Right.
And it was just really good for focus and fighting fatigue. That's the 2 big things what I noticed is that it fights like when you're feeling tired and you don't feel good. So so it really helped me for the Moscone in 2014, especially when you're playing all day and it's easy to get tired.
Absolutely. I noticed this last Moscone Cup you were drinking them right at the table also.
Yeah.
You were playing.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
So then I started using it for about 2 months, just off my own back. I wasn't sponsored by them.
Right.
And really liked it, especially I take maybe a couple of tablets on the morning if I'm going to play, and then that sort of like keeps me nice and calm and
Now,
focused.
now
and
you
then-
mentioned tablets. I just want to
Yeah,
let the
the-
folks at home know that they're also available in tablet.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But the tablets are a bit different to the drinks. The tablets is they last a lot longer, and the different ingredients in the tablet sort of like it probably goes to your brain a lot quicker. But what I find with the tablet is that it's really good for focus and really good for thinking, and just keeping you nice and calm. Where with the drinks is more like an energy drink. So obviously, if you're feeling like fatigued and tired, then obviously I'd probably take the drinks. So I sort of at first I just use the tablets, but now I'm using the drinks more than the tablets.
Okay.
Cause with the drinks you can take maybe 3-4 a day and it's no problem.
Okay.
And the good thing is that there's no side effects.
Nice.
So and
No sugar, like
yeah,
no
that-
caffeine.
yeah, so
it's all natural.
So it's all good for you, you know what I mean?
Right.
And obviously there's a lot of sportsmen using them. A lot of golfers, a lot of dart players, snooker players are using it now, pool players. So they're like really spreading their market, and people really like it. And there's some sportsmen who I know at different sports who I've seen them using it, and they're like performing better. They're a lot calmer under pressure. That is the biggest thing.
You know the
that
way-
you stay a lot calmer under pressure.
This is not the first time I heard about being under pressure. And the way I kind of like sum it up, it's like you're in a poker hand and somebody throws in $1.5 million bet in front of you,
Yeah.
and you don't sweat. You're not sweating. It's just your focus is right on what's at hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's us.checkyou.com. Yeah.
Yeah, so what happened with me is that after maybe 3 months of using it, I approached Czechio and asked them if they'd be interested in sponsoring me. And then that's how I started getting sponsored by them. That was like around March of last year. So I've been with them like over a year now. So yeah, it's definitely helps me mentally.
Well, Czechia sent me numerous cases, right, on location and at the house. So what I do is I take a few cases with me when I'm doing a live stream, right, to promote Czechia, and I give the drinks away, of course. But when I was at the house prior to the weekend, my son got curious, my son Joseph. He says, Dad, what's this? I said, well, it's a new energy drink, and he loves it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, because he's always fatigued. He's always, up late, and he takes care of his daughter and everything.
Yeah.
He says, Dad, when I'm tired, he says, all I do is I open one of these. He says, it's like a brand new day.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm telling you, I haven't tried it personally,
Yeah.
okay? I get kind of scared of things because they affect me quick.
Right.
And I'm a quick guy anyway. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm here and I'm there.
Yeah.
So, but I'm definitely going to try it. I'm going to try the tablets. I happen to have some.
Yeah.
I just had one.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it might take a couple of days to feel an effect, and sometimes you don't really feel it as you take it, but after a couple of days, you think, oh, yeah, them tablets made a big difference, just because your attitude, the way you're thinking, and yeah, definitely kept me a lot calmer and better thinking at the table. So obviously, it helps with your decision making, and obviously, it's good like to fight the tiredness, which is the key, because you play a lot of in pool. You play a lot of matches per day. It's not like other sports where, like, if you're like a boxer, you're like you train for 60 minutes of a fight, or 40 minutes, whatever it is. Or if you're like a tennis player, you're only going to play one match per day.
Right.
So, and it's all done on with them type of sports. It's all done on instinct. Where like golf, pool, snooker, and darts, you have a lot of time to think between each shot, and obviously
It's physically and mentally exhausting.
And if you're a golfer, you're going to be out on the golf course for like 6-7 hours, because you're going to spend a couple of hours on the range, and then you play your round of golf, which is going to take maybe five hours for a pro.
Right.
So obviously it takes a lot out of you, and pool is the same. Like we play a lot of matches per day, and when you're not playing, you're like waiting around a long time. So obviously it wears you down.
Sure.
So obviously these Czechio energy drinks and the tablets really has helped me, because I was one of them guys what I'd sort of play all day, and then you got to play your last match of the evening, let's say at 10 o'clock at night. And you start to feel really tired, and you feel a little bit edgy, and just you lose your focus. You know what I mean? But with the Czechio, it really helps me a lot. I still feel really energized even at night time when I've been playing all day.
Nice. I don't know how to explain it more than what Daz just did.
Yeah, I mean.
But I'll tell you what, you definitely got to try it. It's us.checkyout.com. And we'll put that ad up again right as Stevie Moore deposits that 10 ball. The score is now 2-1. And just so you guys at home know exactly where you can find it, and you get inquisitive, you want to go right here.
There you go.
There's the website right there. Notice the right-hand side, increased stamina, reduces fatigue, better performance, improve self-confidence. If you come into Super Billiards Expo, Czechio has a booth here with about 50,000 cans. And everybody's taking some and drinking them. I mean, right here at the Super Billiards Expo. If not, go right to the website right there, guys.
Al, where do they order the pay-per-view? Somebody's asking.
The Super Billiards Expo.
Okay.
.com. And you'll find the live stream link. Or if they follow me on social media, I put the links up all the time.
And the good thing with Czechio is that it's got no side effects, so there's no come down. You know what I mean? So where like
you don't feel like you're getting depressed or anything like that.
No, there's no side effects. You don't get the shakes or anything like that, and it's all natural stuff. So it's not like like obviously it's healthy. It's not. It doesn't damage your health.
Funny you should mention the shakes. For the first time in my life, I was up in Providence, Rhode Island, and I was feeling a little tired because I stayed up late doing some setups. And I opened up a Red Bull,
Yeah.
and I drank it.
Yeah.
I thought my heart was going to come out of my chest.
Red Bull's no good.
and everybody was telling me, "Oh, it has so much caffeine and sugar in it." This doesn't have that.
Yeah, that's why it's good for
No
you.
sugar?
Right?
No sugar.
And
What's
you're
it
a
made with?
diabetic, right, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're
that's-
okay.
So that's good, because obviously with Red Bull, I've tried all that stuff myself. It just gives you the shakes, and you get a bit too hyped up, you know what I mean? And then same with coffee. Coffee's the same. Obviously, it's okay to have one cup on the morning, but if you're drinking it all day, then you're going to get shaky.
That's right.
And then when you're sort of over amped, you know what I mean? And then you get really edgy, you can't settle. And that's why stuff like Red Bull and the 5-hour energy drinks are not any good, really. I mean,
Well, you know what
especially if you're going out there to perform under pressure, then obviously I don't think it's healthy.
Right.
Where coffee, everyone likes coffee, so.
You know what happens to me a lot? You know, there's sometimes I'll be on the road going somewhere, and I travel wee hours in the morning, you name it, I do it. And I'll stop and I'll get a candy bar or something, and not realizing that sugar is just laying in your stomach. And all of a sudden, wow, what is that?
Yeah.
So that makes a difference. And diabetics, too. You know,
Yeah, I'm
No
supposed
sugar.
to be careful of what I eat. But
Absolutely.
I'm not even supposed to be drinking coffee, actually.
right. I'll swear
Yeah,
that
it's a habit.
I'll swear you're
I
not.
know it's hard to stop. It really
I'm the
is.
same. I'm addicted to coffee. But
Yeah.
when I'm at tournaments now, I just try and stick to one a day.
Well, that's all right. I think you're okay.
Which is fine. But if you keep drinking and drinking the stuff, then it's not.
No,
good.
it's
It's
you
no
know,
good.
I
That's
certainly
why,
can't play if I drink more than one cup.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed Jason Shore is also using Checkout,
Yeah,
besides many other professionals.
Niels Fine,
Fine,
Nick
yeah.
Vandenberg, Ralph Souquet. Also now Ronnie O'Sullivan's using the Checchio.
And he's such a great player, too.
Mark Selby, Sean Murphy, all them guys, and some of the dart players, like
Famous dart players, yeah.
famous players, and everyone's showing an interest now, which is good, because they put a lot of work into it, spent a lot of money, and obviously took a big risk, but I think it's going to pay off. But also, the good thing is that the brand's really good, but also the name's awesome as well, like Checchio. It's something what's easy to remember.
It's like, check me out.
Yeah,
Check you out.
and it's like got a good name, you know what I mean? It's
It is. Very good name.
and the people who are doing it are really nice people also.
Yeah, I happened to meet them. I was just telling everybody. I met Rudy and I met Albert, and I'll tell you what. Yeah, really nice guys. Really top-notch guys. In fact, they're one of the sponsors, the main sponsors that are on board with the professional arena here.
Yeah.
And like I said in the beginning of this live stream, they had, at the players' meeting, they put cases out there, and there's no more cases in the middle of the aisle. So I guess I'm going to have to run out there and let them know for the next session to put out a few more cases for these
Yeah,
guys.
I've seen a few players grabbing the drinks and
A
taking
lot
the
of 'em.
drinks, and
Johnny Archer grabbed them,
Yeah.
and
Warren Kamko, and
Rodney Morris, everybody was grabbing them.
they're asking me questions about it. I says it's okay, because some of them are like worried about it. I says there's nothing to worry about. I says you've nothing to lose. Because there's no side effect, you know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
as long as you're not taking gallons of the stuff, you're okay.
Right.
So it's good stuff, and
The reason I mentioned-
I'm really excited for the guys, because I think it's gonna get in the shops eventually. You know what I mean? Which is the key.
I'll tell you what, the reason I mentioned Jason Shaw is because myself, I did just dip my finger in the can and I tasted it. I smelt like a vitamin taste. So speaking to Rudy and speaking to Albert is, it's better to make it cold. When you have it cold, it eliminates the vitamin smell to it.
Yeah.
Jason Shore takes the Checkout and he mixes it just with a dash of like Gatorade.
Yeah.
And he drinks it that way just
you
to
can do
eliminate the odor. But
You can do that.
it's unbelievable. And the reason we're spending so much time on this, guys, it's not only that Darren is sponsored by them, it's not only that there's one of the sponsors that's on the live stream with me all the time, is because this took the nation by storm in Europe, and it's spreading across the United States like mad.
Yeah.
Stevie Moore, 2-2. And that's the reason we're spending a lot of time. I think more awareness to let people know that what's going on is a good way to get the word out.
Yeah.
I see it's got B6 and B12 in it. That's very good.
Loaded with vitamins.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. I mean, you just got to research it and try it. You know what I mean? I mean, there's nothing
Right.
to lose. But if you're like an active person and you feel like you need more energy or more focus, even like if you're doing like a regular job, like a day job, you were getting ready for like a big meeting or something. I think it definitely helps for anything, really.
Yeah.
Everyday life.
Yeah, it definitely can play a role in whatever you're doing, I would imagine.
But taking stuff what's not good for your health, and it's not really advisable. And we've been doing that, you know what I mean? We've been taking the Red Bulls and
Yeah.
drinking like gallons of coffee
Darren,
and
I swear to you,
Coca-Cola
I
and
drank
Diet
one
Coke.
in my life.
Yeah.
and I would never do it again.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to have a heart
Well,
attack, honestly.
You know BJ Usry? You heard the name BJ?
BJ,
He actually-
we got one right next door.
Yeah. He actually had problems drinking that. He had a mild heart attack from it.
Yeah,
That's what I felt
I
like.
know people that's had heart attacks from Red Bull.
Yeah.
You see, so I was right in that same category.
Yeah, it's loaded with caffeine.
I've seen some people like just drinking Red Bull like it's out of fashion. It's just
Yeah.
crazy.
And we're not really downplaying Red Bull at all.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
It's just some of the facts that I experienced.
I think Red Bull's okay if you're on like a 15-hour drive and you're like dog tired and you need something quickly. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then you take the odd can or two. It's okay, but if you're doing it on a regular basis, then
Have check you out
it's
with you.
not good for your heart. Well, that's a good thing with Chequio is that there's no it's not going to make you sick and it's no side effect.
Wow, what a beautiful
Nice
safety
safe,
that was.
Yeah, nice safe. So this is the second round on the winners bracket. Race to 10.
Looks like Mika's going to cut the angle down here just
Yeah,
a
it's
little
gonna-
bit. Yeah, he hit it a little faster.
He,
cut
he,
the
but
angle.
he played that very quickly as well. Got a bit lazy on that, right? Just got straight down and sort of one-stroked
Yeah.
it.
Daz, we don't want to hold you up if
I'm okay for 10 minutes.
Well, you better give him another can.
I'm okay for 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I know you need some rest or whatever it is in between matches or whatever you got to do. I know you got plenty of things to do. He's got booths here where all a lot of his sponsors want him to do challenges with the spectators and whatever. So I just want to let you know that any time that
Yeah,
you feel like you got to walk away,
I'll watch for
don't
10
feel
minutes.
bad. Not that you might feel bad, but just don't feel bad.
What is taurine? I used to know, but I can't remember.
Yeah, that's one of the ingredients
Yeah,
that's going to
taurine.
pump you up. Yeah.
Yeah, the good thing is that it's only a small can as well, so
Right.
it's easy to. I mean, you can drink it quite quickly. You know what I mean? It's not something you got to carry around with you all day like a big monster can. You know, them like monster cans.
Ronnie, before you take that off, you got to mute that because we hear all that. All right. Ron Park not used to being in the booth, of course. I just wanted to grab that can. Darren, can you grab that can of Chequio out there? I just want to show people and give them an idea of the size of the can. Let's see. Here it is, folks.
Probably about
Just real quick.
6 inches, huh?
No,
No?
that's about 4 inches.
Yeah.
It's actually 5 fluid ounces. That's the size of the can right there. It's a very tiny can. Very tiny. That's all you need. All right, let me get back to Mika as Mika's just surmising what to do here.
Yeah, if you're watching and you're at the expo, just go to booth 761. They're in the amateur room near the food court.
They have plenty. Or you can come right to the commentators booth where we're doing the live stream from if you want. And they've been supplying me with cases here to give away.
Yeah,
the
I've seen them
samples.
around. They might even be in the amateur room also. Mika looks a bit lazy to me in this match, so I think Stevie might have an opportunity to win this match. Mika's body language doesn't look really like he's really bearing down. Stevie, I don't see much of Stevie anymore. He don't travel anymore, and he doesn't play that many tournaments really outside of Atlanta.
Yeah, he plays down south. He was in Raleigh.
Yeah, I'd say like in his area he's been playing a lot, but he hasn't
Yeah.
been traveling so much.
He's got his own table. He does a lot of streaming on there
Yeah, just some coaching.
in his practice. Yeah.
I believe he's supposed to be getting married. Is he getting married this year, or he already got married?
He's getting married this year, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to play in the same team in Vegas for the bonus ball. He's sort of lived with me there for a while, but I don't see much of him these days.
He's in love, baby.
Yeah, loved up,
Yeah.
and
You had some wedding.
yeah,
Man, oh man.
Yeah.
I
I
seen
saw
those
pictures
pictures.
of it.
I should have live streamed it.
Yeah, I wanted to, but then again, I said maybe
Yeah.
not. It might not be a good idea to catch everybody with a little buzzer.
Looking back, I probably should have done really.
Is she here with you?
No, I should go to work.
Got a
does she
business
do?
to run.
We've got the hair and nail shop.
Oh.
And she also helps her mother out with the alterations for like dresses, seamstress.
Exquisite bridal dresses.
So busy.
Where's Angela? Where's she originally from?
Well, she was born in California, and then she was adopted at birth,
Oh,
and then moved to Allentown, Pennsylvania.
look at
But
this.
Vietnamese.
Vietnamese? She's
parents.
Vietnamese? My
Well-
friend just opened up a nail shop in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Oh, unbelievable.
That was a
Oh,
po-
get a little
Wow,
too close to
look
your
at
work.
that.
That was a bad shot. He
Ugh.
completely quit on that shot, and he hit it fat. You know what I mean? The big thing is that he hit it fat and he quit on it, because the cue ball should be nowhere near the 10 ball.
No.
He should have been punching that ball in, but because he quit on it, he followed with a cue ball.
And what is he going to do here? Bank it?
Well, if he's froze, he's got
Yeah.
he's
I don't know what he can
he's
do.
got no shot. He's rather going to try and kick it in off the side rail or just play safe. But maybe he can cut it in.
Just
He's trying to cut this
A
ball.
simple safe?
Watch,
Yeah.
the,
Maybe.
watch the cue ball kiss here, though, if he's trying to cut
he
it.
could cut it.
He
but-
got it.
yeah,
He
He got it.
He
Nice
wasn't
shot,
frozen.
Mr. Stevie Moore.
Nice shot.
It was a nice shot, but very fortunate to have that shot.
Yeah.
Because if he was frozen, he wouldn't have had that shot. But it must have been quite a little bit of a gap, what you couldn't see on your screen there. That gap must have been bigger than what we showed on the screen.
What's the score on Oscar's match?
We don't have the score on Oscar's
okay.
match. If this match did end early, then we'll switch over to
I
Oscar
see.
and Tommy.
There's Joel Shapiro. Name and lights.
In Name and Lights, Mr. Joel Shapiro from New York. Probably down in Florida right now, but
Is that right?
yeah.
So you have to keep track of scores on this stream table yourself?
We're using this as a primary. We do have Oscar and Tommy on this one here. Oh, I
No,
didn't
but you got to keep track of scores yourself, right?
Yeah. I do like the iPad app that they have in a lot of these tournaments where they just, touch it
Yeah.
and they updates it by themselves.
Yeah, maybe eventually we'll get that over in America. In Europe, they use all that stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Computers, like you just press a button and it goes straight to the live score on the websites.
Well, one of my sponsors bought me a beautiful piece of equipment, and I'm going to have a lot of different upgrades, so maybe we can
Really?
toss that in.
Nice.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's endless. When you're shopping around, it's like endless.
Yeah, I was wondering when you're going to upgrade.
I upgrade every
'Cause
time
I,
I'm on the road.
I'm tired of this primitive stuff here.
And Mika's got his Finland flag on his
Yeah,
vest.
yeah, I saw that.
Obviously, he uses that for the international tournaments, so showing his country's flag.
Sponsored by Finland.
He travels a lot.
Yeah, he's
They
been,
owe you all
he's
you
been
guys do.
he's struggling though. In this match, he's playing very lazy.
Look at the 10 ball.
He's got very lucky there.
But he always
Sure did.
plays kind of has
No,
that
but this
rhythm.
match I can see. I sort of know him really well because I
Yeah.
played him so many times. I sort of know when he's playing well and when he's not.
Well, he opened
Yeah.
up with 2-0.
Yeah, but since then he's played terrible.
Yeah.
But
well,
that was-
Stevie came on, too.
That was on Stevie's mistakes, though.
Yeah. And Stevie's winning the mistakes off Mika now.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Stevie missed
cool.
his 7 ball up in the corner pocket.
But
It was a
some of
pretty
it could
easy
do
shot.
with this cue ball. We don't play with this cue ball before. It isn't the measle cue ball that we was expecting to play with. So this cue ball plays different to a measle cue ball.
He's got a little carom shot. Oh,
Yeah, no rail.
not.
No rail,
Oh, my gosh.
which is
That is unbelievable.
suicide, really. Well, early in the tournament, everyone's a little bit cautious, a little bit tentative. Don't know the tables really, the speed of the tables yet properly,
Right.
and the cue ball. You have to get used to the cue ball a little bit because
Yeah.
it's a completely different cue ball to what we normally play with. Which I think this cue ball plays a little bit lighter than a measle.
That's what I was saying. Because you see the way it bounces back off the rack when
Yeah.
you break.
Yeah. And it's always nice if you can win a rack after you made a bad mistake yourself. Especially in Mika's case, he missed an easy free ball, but gets back to the table. He got very fortunate to not leave the free 10 combo actually.
Right, not to sit in the chair too long.
Oh, he was lucky after he missed the 5 ball coming in front of the cue ball, so Steve didn't have the free 10 combo, which would have been wired.
Right.
Well, now he's back at the table, and that's the luck and pull you need. You know what I mean? At this level, you need some luck.
That's what the game's all about. It's 95 or 98% skill and
Yeah.
2%. Anybody will take 2% luck. How about that? But But this is right in your backyard then, huh, Darren?
Yeah, this is
Getting
local
here?
tournament
Yeah.
for me. 45-minute drive.
Beautiful.
And it's a nice drive as well, straight down the highway, so it's good. And weather's nice.
Where do you live?
Allentown.
Oh, no kidding.
And the weather's nice, so it's always nice to drive in this weather.
Uh-oh.
We're quite fortunate, really, because the last couple of days the weather's been good, but before this it's been raining a lot. So we sort of come to the tournament at the right time, or the people travelling to the tournament. I think the 8 ball does pass the 10 ball here. That was a good
Sure
shot.
does.
That's the strength of his game, is shot making. I would say if he has one weakness in his game, it'd be his cue ball control, Mika. But because he shoots so good, he can get himself back in line very quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got a message from Jared, the jazz man, a very famous jazz player and singer. Jared Arasamina. He just sent in a text message. He says, please tell Darren I love Checky out.
Yeah, that's good.
And we're going to see Jared. He's coming this weekend to commentate Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is he bringing a saxophone?
Don't be surprised.
Where's
can
Jared
play.
from?
Virginia.
Oh, I was thinking of the Jared who hangs around with Mike DeShane.
No.
Oh,
no,
Jared
no.
Clowry. He's
No.
from up in the New England area, up in Boston.
He's another good guy.
Real good guy.
Yeah, he was in the Boston bombing, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
he got hurt.
He got hurt quite badly, right?
Every one of
Yeah.
his friends
Yeah,
that
it's
were with
amazing.
him lost a limb,
Yeah,
Amazing,
except for him. Yeah,
Yeah, the world gone crazy.
it sure is.
got that right.
And now you're all over Europe.
Who just won that game? Mika did, right? I'm
Mika.
sorry, I got to update the score. The score is 3-3, folks. What a great
Mika.
match we got here. It's a race to 10. Darren Appleton in the booth alongside Mr. Ron Park. Always a pleasure to see both of these guys.
Ron, are you playing in the seniors?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Starts-
probably the favourite there, right?
I don't know.
Well, Dennis Balella comes in too, doesn't he? He's
I don't
still
want to
shooting
think
good,
I'm
I
the
think.
favorite, that's for sure.
I don't think you knew Dennis Balella back when you started. Dennis Balella? You didn't know him, yeah. He's a good shooter,
I
too.
know the name.
Dennis Balello.
Yeah, remember you used to own rooms in Pennsylvania?
Really?
Dennis Balella always sold sticks with Ronnie that was partners up in Diamond Gyms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's still shooting good. He's playing in the seniors, too.
What's that shirt say? Never underestimate an old man with a. What is it?
I'm not
The-
that old yet.
Somebody was selling. I saw a shirt that says "Never underestimate an old man playing pool" or something. I don't
You
know.
know, the famous one I understand about that was never underestimate the other guy, and that was like one of the lines from Scarface.
Yeah.
That's the only ones I remember.
It's not very rare in this type of tournament because there's no real dress code in this tournament. But these two guys are wearing a vest, so
I liked it. I like it.
obviously that's their personal preference.
Well, they did say dress casual, and they did say they don't mind sneakers because they know what it is to feel comfortable on your
I think
feet.
starting tomorrow you got to dress a little nicer.
Oh, okay.
That's what I heard. I don't know.
How do you like this format? I
Format?
kind of, well, I understand when they get down to like the final, is it the final 16 or the final 8, they only go to a single elimination race to
Usually they
13?
play double elimination to the final. And then it's
No.
one race in the final.
No.
Unless something crazily changed. 'Cause
I was at the players' meeting, and that's what caught my ear when
Oh, I
he said
don't know.
that. That's kind of strange.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
must have.
I stand corrected
misread
if I'm wrong, but I check into it.
Yeah, I'll have to check. I was looking at the prize money. It looks like it's a double elimination payout, but maybe I wasn't here for the meeting, so maybe they've changed it.
Yeah, I believe so.
But I like playing double elimination to, let's say, the last in a 64-man field. I prefer to play double elimination to the last 16, and then the last 16 be single elimination.
That puts the heat on you, though.
But that's good because once you're in the last 16, then you're in the tournament,
And you're in the money.
You're in the money,
That I understand
and then
that.
you can play like a slightly longer race, and you
That's
feel
what it-
like because
yeah.
the problem you've got with a double elimination event where you got 64 players, if you lose your first match, I mean it's so difficult to get back in the tournament. But with a double elimination to, let's say, the last 16, even if you lose your first match, you still got a chance to qualify. And that's what we do for all the WPA tournaments, all the tournaments in Europe. And then I think the double elimination was really invented for like the events in pool rooms to keep players there. You know what I mean? To keep the room
Yeah,
owners
but you know
making
what?
money. But
If you go through that field undefeated, and now you get down to the final 8 or 16, whatever it might be, and then somebody from the B side happens to beat you, you know, I don't find it fair.
I understand that, but you got to look at the advantages of being on the A side, been in the final. You're playing less matches,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
and you're on the money, right?
Yeah,
Once
true.
once you get to the finals, you don't care, because you're just happy to be there, and then you just get focused for that one race. You know what I mean?
I
So
just always felt that if get out the way you got in.
I understand,
you know?
but I think true double elimination in the finals, it can sort of drag out too much and sort of kills that tension a little bit. I don't know.
It does. It drags out.
I think it's for the spectators' point of view, it's not good, in my
It
opinion.
does. Well, for the commentators too. I mean,
Yeah.
we're in this booth for hours.
Yeah, I mean, if we're watching the final now and it's a race to 11, and let's say Steve is going to beat Mika twice, I mean, I'd be secretly rooting for Mika, just because
You want a faster
I mean,
tempo?
I mean, it's okay if but if it goes 2 sets, you're there for a long time. You know what I mean? Where, like, as a
You're right.
spectator, I don't think people's got as much patience as what they used to do. You know what I mean? I think life's got. We're all in a big rush now. You know what I mean?
Well,
So-
you can speak for yourself. I'm not in no rush
Well,
anymore.
you're okay.
I'm not in a rush.
I think you're like one of the. I think you're old school. You see.
Yeah.
Well,
You're right.
That's another miss here. I'll tell you.
Nice shot.
Yeah,
just
he
about
he
made it.
overcuts
Little
it. though.
wide.
Didn't have to go either. Could have sat up on the shelf, but it dropped.
But I mean, any other sport, what I know of, I can't think of any tournament where it's double elimination. But pool obviously was created for pool rooms. You know what I mean? The double elimination was for the pool rooms, which makes sense because you want to keep people there. You want to give them value for their money.
Well, the Ocean State 9-ball championship is double elimination.
Yeah.
Yeah. Takes place at
Yeah.
Slickers.
I mean,
in
that's okay
Providence.
because it's in a pool room. But I think a professional event like this or like the US Open, I think, especially the US Open, I mean, at one time when there was 256 players, if you lose your first or second match in the US Open,
Oof.
it's virtually, I mean, you need a miracle
Yeah.
to get to the, just even to get to the,
You got to win like
just to
13
get to the final.
matches. Yeah.
I mean, Mika did that one year when he lost his second match. He won 15 straight
remember
matches.
that.
But that's never going to happen again. So that's why I don't like the double elimination when it's a big field. I like it to a certain stage,
Right.
because then if you do lose your first or second match, you can still qualify for the single elimination. I like to call it the cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You make the cut.
If you make the cut in golf, then obviously you're in the money. So you're and then you start like fresh. So then you're on a level playing field. But the guys who come through the winners' side have played a lot less matches. So
Right.
that's a benefit because you got a lot less stress and you're saving energy. You know what I mean? So
Folks, if you're just tuning in, that's Mr. Darren Appleton in the booth. And if you're wondering why one player that just won a match or just won a game and his opponent is breaking, it's because the format is that way.
Alternate breaks.
Alternate breaks. And the way it is. And you know what I found out pretty interesting also with this format is you don't have to call the 10 ball. The 10 ball does not count on the break in any pocket whatsoever. But if during the game here, let's say, and Stevie had a combination, he can fire that object ball into the 10 ball and send it around the table 1,800 times. And if it falls in a pocket, he wins. So that's another rule they have.
Yeah, I'm sort of against it, to be honest. But I just think 10 ball was designed to be call shot game. So I mean, why we keep playing different rules of 10 ball, I don't understand it, to be honest. But that's just me. I've sort of stopped complaining now because sort of like
Because you're
talking.
real mellow now. You got to
And,
check you out, keeping
just-
you calm.
It's just nobody listens, so
Yeah, right.
it just sort of gets frustrating after a while. But playing 10 ball slop, I don't get it.
Or Darren means slop.
Yeah.
Instead of calling it
I mean,
ball.
9 ball, it is what it is. It's a TV game. It's quick, lucky shot making. But 10 ball was designed for more skill, and the official rules is call shot. So why we're not playing call shot at this level of play, I find it difficult to believe, really.
And you do not have to rack the 2 and the 3 on the corners either.
Yeah, I mean, there's another thing as well. So it's a little bit frustrating for me personally, but you just get on with it. Just hopefully you get the luck, and it just adds more luck to the game, really. But obviously 10 ball was designed to be a call shot game, and that's the official rules, so I don't understand why we're not playing the official rules.
Right, right.
But the problem you got now is that there's different rules wherever you go. Like there's some tournaments now calling call safe, call shot. And then,
I like that. That format I do like.
Yep. And then and then you got the WPA rules, which is call shot,
Right.
not call safe.
Right.
And then you got some tournaments what just prefer to play the same rules as 9-ball.
Now, Troy, one of the guys we usually have in the booth with us, NJ Pool player in the chat most of the time, he come up with a good concept, and I kind of like it. The jump cues. He says no jump cues allowed, but it's call shot, call safety. If no, hold on. How did he explain it?
I have a rule for jump cues too. I bet you it's like mine.
He said no jump cues allowed, but if your opponent gets lucky and safes you behind some
Then you can use it.
basketball, then you could use a
Yeah.
jump cue.
Well, the thing was, if you're running out and you get behind, the 4-ball, you're shooting at the 3, you can't use it.
Yeah.
Because
So that wouldn't be a call shot, call safety then.
you shouldn't be
That would just
rewarded
be
on your
regular
mistakes.
rules.
Yeah. So it's like a modified rule.
Yeah, but I think to do that you need a referee.
Well, yeah. But
You
It's
know
going to cause a
something?
lot
Pay
of
'em.
arguments.
I'm totally against that rule. If your opponent gets lucky, then you're allowed to use a jump shot. I think you should be allowed to use jump cues in every tournament. There's billiard products that are made out there where people are selling.
Yeah, we
them.
need the market.
Yeah,
It's the market.
absolutely.
But for 10-ball and 9-ball, I think jump cues are okay. But 8-ball, you should never be able. 8-ball straight pull in one pocket, you should never be able to use a jump cue. Because them games are not designed for that type of style of play, you know what I mean? But 9-ball and 10-ball are okay for jump cue because it's part of the game, you know what I mean?
I just came from a one-pocket tournament, and listen to this. They had a rule where if you made any ball on the break, you re-rack them. You re-rack the balls. Even the cue ball, if you scratch.
Well, the
You
cue
just
ball's
re-rack. You don't get penalized for it.
Well, the cue ball should definitely get penalised.
Yeah.
Never
I
got
think so.
penalized.
But I do agree that if you make a ball in the break at one pocket, you should
Re-rack.
You should re-rack.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the pockets were big.
Yeah.
And
But
it's funny.
also some guys know how to rack to make that ball,
Yeah.
which is obviously a massive advantage if you're making a ball for break playing one pocket. I mean, you're sort of losing the game straight away with no fault of your own. You know what I mean?
Right.
And sometimes you can accidentally make it because you don't know how to rack the balls. But there is a lot of players out there who know how to rack the balls to not guarantee the ball, but
Yeah.
it will be very close to that pocket if
Sure.
it don't. Even if it doesn't drop, it'll be like within inches of going in.
I noticed when you hit that head ball very, very thin, it
Yeah.
usually heads to the pocket.
Yeah, there's these guys. Some of these guys that know so much about
Oh.
racking. It's unbelievable. He hit a
Stevie's
good shot here, but
scratch.
a little bit too hard.
Ah,
It was a good shot, just a bit too much speed. Run.
Little thick.
No, it was okay. He just hit a bit too much speed.
Well,
If you look at where the free balls ended
Yeah,
up,
the
he,
three ball one.
he wanted the free ball between the 8
Yeah.
and 10, let's say, and the 6, which would have been great
Yeah.
wall there. And then the cue ball obviously wouldn't have reached the pocket. But it wasn't a bad shot. He just misjudged the speed just a touch. And it looks like Mika's running away with this a little bit, right? So
Yeah,
found his
5
game a little bit here.
5-3 now. Yeah.
But Mika's a streaky player anyway, especially the last 2 or 3 years. He's not been as consistent. I remember from 2008 to 2010, he was winning everything.
Yeah, he was dominating.
He had a patch there where he was like unbelievable the amount of tournaments he won. And that's the problem with Paul, is that eventually it's going to stop. And
Well,
then,
you know something? You got those patches too,
yeah,
fella.
I've had that patch. Shane's had that patch. Dennis
Yeah.
O'Cullough, Alex Pagaline. But the key is to be consistent when you're not winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. That's been the problem with Mika, is that he's had some really down times. The last 3 or 4 years, he's had some really rough stretches there. You know what I mean? And it sort of affected his game, his confidence. But I've noticed the last, let's say, 6 months, he's been doing a lot better. He's been winning like a lot of pro-am tournaments.
Putting more time, maybe.
Yeah, he's been winning like a lot of pro-am tournaments and some international events. Not major tournaments, but nice tournaments. And
He just come off a win, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's been winning some decent sized tournaments, and he's been consistent in the big tournaments.
Looks like Alex. Oh,
But there you go again.
wow.
I said he was playing.
Yeah, you just
I know
spoke
him
too
too well.
soon.
He's playing very lazy in this game. It's like he's not really fired up for it or something. It's like he's playing with too much don't care attitude, even though you do care. We all have that feeling. Sometimes you just get lazy. So he's not really focused or intense. Where Stevie's always intense, as you can see when he's cueing, he's got a natural shake, but he doesn't know he's shaking.
Right.
Stevie,
he knows.
but it's got worse over the years.
Yeah.
And also, he's actually blind in one eye, Stevie.
Yeah. I shake myself.
And he's deaf in one ear. So he's deaf in one ear, half blind in one eye, and he's got this unbelievable shake. And he still plays to a pretty good level, which is amazing, really.
And uses the center to edge system, CTE.
But I have noticed, though, Al, I think when I first come to America between 2006 to 2010, I think Stevie was.
Oh, I thought he.
I really thought Stevie was one of the best players in America at that time, but I've noticed the last 3 or 4 years his game really nosedived. I don't know whether it's because he's not playing as much or whether the shakes got worse.
And you know, he's not traveling as much as he used to.
Yeah,
too,
but
you know.
I have seen that. But his cue action's changed a lot. His
Yeah?
cue action's changed a
didn't-
lot
I didn't even
in the last 2 or
recognize
3
that.
years. And he started playing with a lot longer cue. Also, he went to the Strickland cue where it was like 70 inches long.
Yeah.
But I'm sort of looking at his cue now. It looks like he's gone back to a normal size cue, or I mean, it still looks quite long, but not as long as what it used to be. So and he looks like he's stroking the ball better now than what I've seen him for a while.
Well, you know, like any other professional player or any other professional sport, Stevie knew he was coming up here, and I'm sure he put in hours and hours and hours of practice.
Yeah, but he had last year he was really struggling. I know it. He was really struggling with his game last year, which is understandable. I mean, we all go through bad patches, but I could see that Stevie his game really took a bit of a dive there for a while. So it'd be nice to see him back and trying to get deep in tournaments, because he actually got to the final here. He got to the final in this tournament around 2012. He played really well that year. And it was around the same time when he got to the Derby City final, the Derby City Classic 9-ball final. And he also got to the final of the Bigfoot Challenge in the same year. So
Wow.
He won the Banks and
he won the Banks in
yeah.
2008. So that's what I'm saying, like from 2006 to 2011, actually, he was playing really good pool.
Well, you're good with dates.
Although that's about the years that he went up to AccuStats and snapped off
Yeah, he
for
was-
10,000, 5,000 each
I'm
one.
saying, like back then, he was one
Yeah.
of the better Americans, really. Definitely in the top 8. But if you look at his stats in the last 2 or 3 years, he's really dropped. So it'd be
Yeah.
nice to see him come back and start getting the results again. Because he's a very knowledgeable player, also,
Yeah.
and when he gets comfortable, he hits the cue ball very nicely. But I like the cue he's using. I think the cue he was using for 2 years there, when it was like 70 inches long, I just feel like he lost a lot of feel in his game.
Well, everybody went to the balance rights, you know, and everybody started using the longer cues, you know, less effort, more action, and they're still using them.
I've tried the longer cue. It's okay for the long shots, but I think you lose a lot of feel. But certain players get used to it, and that's it, like Shane or Hurl. But it suits their game because they've got a big stroke anyway.
Oh.
You got him.
They have like a really long winding backstroke, so that's okay. But Stevie's never had that, so I didn't really understand why Stevie went to a really long cue, because it doesn't really suit his cue action. You know.
Maybe you should go back to the long cue.
Well, it looks better with this
if
short
that's
cue.
what he was using in 2009.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like he was using the
Oh, he was?
the longer stick the last 2 or 3 years,
Oh,
and
okay.
I think it was no good for him. But now he looks like he's using something a lot shorter, and he looks a
Okay,
lot more
well-
comfortable, in my opinion.
Looks like a
Okay.
standard size.
Well, it's good notice, because I didn't notice that.
I notice everything. I know all the stats, pal.
He notices everything.
They call me Stato in Europe.
That's his business.
They call me Stato.
Stato
All the pool players call me Stato.
knows all the stats, I guess.
He knows the dates.
Yeah, I'm not far off. If you ask me anything about the Mosconi Cup, I know the answer.
Trying to think of something.
I probably could tell you
Check it
every.
out gives you confidence,
I probably
baby.
could tell you every Mosconi Cup result, whether it was doubles or singles, for the last 6-7 years.
Pretty good. Pretty good. You know, most pool players, folks, have great memories. You know, great memories.
Yeah, I'm a historian, let's say, with a pool world. I don't go back 20, 30 years, but I mean, in my area, I'm
Oh, you're
pretty-
talking about even the Mosconi Cups that you didn't play in?
Yeah, because obviously
Wow.
I've always followed the Mosconi Cup, so.
Wow.
Because in the UK it was always televised. It's always televised live in the UK. So
Right.
obviously when I wasn't playing American pool, I still watched it on TV. Because when I lived in the UK,
This tournament for points?
yeah, this is
Mosconi
for the
Cup.
American players. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it may be a tier two. So it's not like the full ranking. Like obviously, if you play the major titles like the U.S. Open, you get more points. But I think this is a category 2. I think there's 3 categories. So this is an important tournament for the likes of Rodney Morris, Oscar Dominguez, who's like at the moment top of the rankings. So it's nice for them guys to try and extend their lead and keep up there.
And the reason you see Jason Shore hasn't participated in this because Jason's over in Europe. He's going to stay over there for about 3 months, and he's fighting for the European points.
Yeah, he made a good start. The first ranking tournament, he got to the semi-final on the Euro Tour, so he'll be in Europe for the next 2 months playing all the European events to try and get some points.
Right. I like him to make the team.
Yeah, I think this year he'll probably make the team. I'd be surprised if he don't make the team. I think he'll qualify for the ranking. And the good thing for him now is that he can travel. Last year he had a problem with the visa, so this time he can travel and he can play all the big tournaments like the World Championships, where he hasn't been able to do that for the last 2 years. So that makes a big difference.
You know, I get to speaking to Charlie Shore, Jason's dad and stuff, you know, via the social media.
Yeah, Charlie, his dad played good. His dad played good pool, English 8-ball.
And he says, Al, he says to me, every tournament that you're live streaming, Jason wins. I said, no, he even wins the tournaments that I'm not live streaming.
Mika's got kicked off the break there, Ron. Bit unfortunate for the cue ball to get kicked, and he's going to play a 110 combo, so a nice quick rack. Oh, I think he's going to play 110
10's
combo.
a little low, though.
Little low. When you got ball in hand, I think it's pretty easy. Okay.
What's the score, Al?
Right now, we got a score of 6-5, Mika.
Wow.
I thought Mika was a bit further in
So
front.
did I.
Is it really? Eric,
No,
can
you might
check
be
that?
right. You might be right.
I got 6-5 here. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to have Eric Lynch actually do a run. He's a great guy. Eric does a lot for pool.
Oh, he's a
always-
character, Eric.
He sure is.
Eric lives very close to me.
I figured that because everywhere I see you go, he's right there on
Yeah,
videotape and stuff.
He sort of runs everything in my area. He runs the leagues and he has his own Facebook pages and stuff like that. So he's a good guy,
Yeah, he sure is.
and he does it all free.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's 6-5, then this is a big game there.
Oh, well,
8 ball into the side pocket.
that turned out pretty good.
Turned out very good.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
now
it wasn't
it
a
did.
great break, but it turned out great.
Not a ball on the rail. How do you like it?
Yeah, you like these. I think the key shot here is going to be the 5 to the 6. That's going to be the game shot because he's got to get good shape from the 4 to the 5. But if he gets good shape on the 5, he's okay. But if he don't, then it could be tricky to get on the 6 ball. The 6 ball obviously doesn't pass a 7, so so he's automatically thinking about shape from 4 to 5. That's going to be his real thought right now. He's because the 1, 2, and 3 is automatic. But you don't want to get lazy. He wants to make sure he leaves a right angle on the free ball to get to the 4. So he's just going to draw this back maybe a foot, or maybe just punch it off the rail, which is okay. We've got a bit of a bounce there. That really bounced to get like a flyer there. But I think, but now he's got to draw.
Yeah.
It looks like he's got to draw between the 9 and 10, but he might
Have
be
to drag
straighter.
Yeah, he might have to drag the cue ball.
He might be straighter than what we think. He might be able to draw back in a straight line. Yeah, I think he's okay. So he's going to leave a big angle on the 4 ball.
Very nice.
This is a key shot, really. If he makes this, he's got to make sure you make this shot first, and then get good shape on the 5. You don't want to get straight in on the 5 ball, especially. But you might come across and play for the side pocket like that. But he's not hit it good.
He knew he overdid it. He overamped. He wanted to go to the middle of the table, Darren. So
No,
he can
I
get
think
back
he
to
actually
the
wanted to come underneath the 5 ball.
He's really not that bad here.
No, he's turned
also.
out good, but it's still not great. It's a very missable shot, and it's not easy to
I
control.
like
the
him
cue
going
ball.
2 rails.
You might be
Possibly.
okay.
Possibly.
I don't like babying
But I think the previous shot, I think he actually played for the 5 ball into the top left-hand pocket as well, looking. But I think he de-accelerated a little bit on the 4 ball, so he didn't get into the cue ball enough. I think he can make the ball, but he might. I think he's got to play what Al says. I think he's got to spin it in, come off the 2 rails, and come round the back of the 6 ball.
Yeah, he'd like to hold it.
If he
come
can hold
across
it,
and
yeah.
hold it,
If he
but
can.
I don't know if he can.
I don't think he
Yeah,
can.
it's hard to get the speed on the 5 ball by doing that. So I think he's best committing and just let the cue ball loose a little bit. At least you know the cue ball's going to be around the area somewhere. Yeah, it's a lot
He's got a
thinner.
pretty good cut there.
Yeah, it's quite thin. It really has got to focus on making the ball for a start. This is a missable shot. He's played
Oh,
that
he
really
hit it.
well. But 7 ball, that's
really
perfect.
nice shot. Look at that. Perfect.
That's probably his best shot of the game right
Absolutely.
there. It was a big rack as well.
If the score is right, Eric, we are right? Well, I'm doing a pretty good job. The score is right, folks, 6-5.
Ooh, where's the side? I thought he just got into the cue ball a little too much. But he might have landed straight, but he should be okay. He would have liked to get closer to the bottom rail, so it was natural. Nice cue ball speed there.
'66, folks. Doesn't get much
Nice.
better than this.
Yeah, Stevie looks so much better with a shorter cue compared to a long cue. But you live and learn. We all try and experiment with things, and I think Stevie's realised that his best results or his best game is with a shorter cue.
I've been
There's TK.
experimenting.
Little Tommy Kennedy for you between the racks right there.
Yeah.
Tommy Kennedy's playing Oscar Dominguez on the adjacent table, and if our match should end before this one, we're switching over to that match. But right now we got to get back to Mika. Mika's set to break here. We're going into game 13 that quick.
Yeah, Tommy Kennedy, I see a poster outside saying he was born in 1973.
He never changed.
I thought he's not 43 years old. I thought he's
43. He's 50.
I thought he was in his 50s.
Yeah, he is.
Huh?
He is 50.
Yeah, there was a poster outside with his name on it, and it says like born in 1972 or 1973.
He hasn't changed in 20 years. The only thing that changed was the hair color. He hasn't lost an ounce of weight or gained an ounce of weight in 20 years.
Yeah, he looks a little bit like Johnny Archer. Young Johnny. He's a character, Tommy.
Tommy is a character.
He got to the final here a couple of years ago.
He sure did. And he was up here with his road partner,
Yeah,
that
he
guy,
played
Ronnie
good.
Puck.
Played good that year. Yeah, he found his game that year.
Well, you know, his last match, I don't know if you saw it, but it was out in the other venue outside there. Well, they got the
Well,
Pro
what
event.
happens is in the arena here we have 8 tables.
Right.
But there's another 8 tables outside.
outside, yeah.
In the general public.
He played a match there. He couldn't do nothing.
I think all
He
the
won, but-
distractions. There's a lot of distractions out there. But
Yeah,
it is what it is. Everything, as it boils down in the tournament, is going to be played right here in the arena. you
Right.
know.
So you're saying it's modified double elimination?
I think Al's saying that it's double elimination to the final.
Till the
eight or
final,
something.
that's modified.
It's either to the final 8 or the 16.
Oh, okay.
That's what I heard when I
Okay.
was sitting in there.
I'll have to find out. Young Skylar Woodward on the next table ahead is having a good year since playing the Mosconi Cup. Young rising star in America.
Absolutely.
I really like his game. He's got a
He
good
shined
attitude,
good.
good
He
work
shined-
ethic.
He did shine good out there in the Mosconi Cup. Skylar.
Yeah, and he's been spending some time in the Philippines, which is going to help his game a lot.
I saw that.
I think he got sick, didn't he? Which is unfortunate.
Really?
Yeah, he got sick, so he was due to play a few games out there, but he couldn't play because he got sick. I think he played a few games, but he didn't play as much as he wanted to. But you'll learn a lot out there anyway, just by practicing whatever with them guys and the conditions they play in, and just how high the level is over there, because they're like
about that.
so much knowledge. The Filipinos, their knowledge of the games are crazy.
Well, you know, I was sitting with Dennis Acolo. We were outside one of the pool rooms there, and it was kind of late, and we both had several adult beverages, and we were just shooting the breeze.
Yeah, Dennis don't mind a drink.
And I said to Dennis, no, it wasn't Dennis. It was Dennis and Roberto Gomez was
Yeah.
out there. And I said, boy, oh boy, what Dennis Acolo, Roberto Gomez said to me, he says, "You got a lot of fish here in America." That's what he said. I said, "Well, you got a lot of fish out there in the Philippines." He says, "Yeah, but our fish are piranhas." That's what he said. What a comeback.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, he's a funny guy.
He is.
Dennis likes karaoke, but actually, Roberto Gomez is a really good singer.
They both are.
No, Dennis is okay. He thinks he's good.
Look at the critic.
He's not that good a singer, but
I
he
was
likes
in-
to sing, let's say.
I was real.
All
right.
the Filipinos like
The
singing.
three of us stayed in a hotel room down in the city, right, when there was a tournament going on. And I woke up. I'm an early bird. I'm awake, so I was probably awake before them. And I said, "Hey, guys, it's time to get up. Let's go. We got to get back into the action." And they both got up and they're singing karaoke as they're getting washed up and
Yeah,
dressed.
Dennis is okay, but Corteza and Levan Corteza are really good.
Really? Yeah, I never heard that.
Why
one.
do
And
the Filipinos-
Jeff DeLuna is really good also.
Why do they sing so well?
I think
love life.
Isn't it weird?
They
how
love
it is?
life.
because they're sort
I
of
know
hang
they're
out-
great people.
I think because of their lifestyle and a lot of them live in shelters and they sort
Yeah.
of hang out in like a little
Village or community.
run down village or restaurant like bar. So there's a lot of karaoke there. So they all just sing karaoke and drink. You know what I mean? They don't really go out clubbing. They don't really go to the bars, like let's say, because it's expensive. You know? What I
Yeah,
mean?
sure it is.
So they have like a lot of karaoke. So whenever they have like a party at home or like a celebration, it's always karaoke. Efren sings karaoke a lot,
Yeah, I heard
and
that.
Manny Pacquiao try and bring a single out, but he thinks he can sing, but he's actually terrible, really.
It's
Oh
like,
boy,
who
wait till
else?
you get back and see Manny Pacquiao.
Who was the other boxer that sang real bad?
Yeah, probably. Manny
Oh,
Pacquiao.
Joe Frazier. Remember he tried to sing?
I don't remember it. I
Yeah.
probably heard it though.
Joe
Dennis is
Frazier,
okay.
yeah.
Dennis can sing, but Gomez and Cortez are really good. I think Gomez can play the guitar
Guitar.
as well.
Anyway, I think they just enjoyed life at this
Oh,
point.
yeah,
You know, it probably started from like what Daz was saying because they're in a village and communities and
Right,
stuff like
yeah.
that. But they enjoy life. You know, they wake
yeah.
up and they just like, I'm glad I'm alive and let's do it. You know,
Wow,
let's get it on with. He wanted to go above that 9 ball. I don't think he wanted to. Above
No.
It's amazing that he might win this rack. He's made 3 bad mistakes in this rack and still could win it. But he's been getting lucky. When he's been missing balls, he's leaving them safe. So this is a big shot. This is very missable.
Absolutely, shooting in a blind pocket.
Made it good. Very fortunate in this game, though. Stevie will be a bit disappointed because Mika was getting away with them mistakes.
7-6, Mika Immonen.
But you need to look at this game. When you miss, it's nice when you get away with it. You leave it safe. On another day, you leave it up. So it swings in roundabouts. Sometimes you miss, sometimes you get lucky when you miss, and same with your opponent. Sometimes you miss and he leaves you no shot. It's yeah, I'd probably say that Mika's had a big chunk of the rolls in this match, and he's only leading 7-6. I think Steve has definitely been the better player, but that's a pull world. Pull, it's one of them games, sports where you can be the better player and still lose.
You just got to get to that money ball.
Yeah, but most sports, if you play the best, you win. That's why nobody's ever going to dominate pull. It's like the break shot. You can like that. I mean, it is a decent break, but that's the difference between tennis, let's say, and golf and pool. Is that you can hit a perfect break at pool and you get punished for it. But at tennis, if you hit a perfect serve, then you get an ace.
Rewarded, yeah.
And golf, if you hit a perfect drive, then it's 300 yards on the fairway.
Yeah.
But pool, you get punished for a good break.
Yeah.
That is
That's
a cruel part.
interesting. I never
That's
thought
a
of
cruel
it that
part
way.
of the game. There's so much luck on the break, it's unbelievable. And then on the other hand, you can hit the break really badly and you get lucky, which we've seen a couple of times in this match. But especially in the short race matches, like race to 10s and 11s, obviously if you're playing like a race to 50, then you have to break good consistently. Otherwise,
seen it. I mean,
it's
how
going to
many-
catch up. You know what I mean? That's why Shane is so hard to beat in a long race because his break's so good. He minds getting lucky once or twice or 3-4 times, but in a race to 50 or 75 or 100, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because he isn't going to keep getting unlucky with a break. So once he finds the spot, and then
Place
eventually,
position on the one.
eventually he's not going to get unlucky, and he's going to string a lot of. Obviously, every break he hits them good anyway. And obviously, he's going to string some racks together. So obviously, in a long race, it's very tough to beat. But most guys, we don't possess that type of break what Shane has. So we rely on a little bit of luck on the break.
Well, we've seen it many a times where somebody breaks real solid, plants the cue ball,
Oh, yeah, it's
and
unbelievable.
all of a sudden the last ball or any ball on the table kicks the cue ball right into the hole.
Well, it's happened to everybody.
Absolutely.
I've played massive matches. Been hill. It's a perfect break. Made 2 or 3 balls, and the cue ball got kicked in.
You just want to get sick.
You just feel like picking the table up and throwing it outside.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's just part of the game. You just. There's nothing you can do. You know what I mean? It's just that's where the real luck in the game is, on the break. Everything else, the rolls usually even themselves out in a decent race. You know what I mean? But the break, it can be a killer.
Right.
Especially 9-ball and 10-ball. But that's why I love one pocket and straight pull, because you don't have to worry about the break so much.
Yeah, but you got to know the knowledge of it.
Yeah, but at least you know that you're going to get opportunities at the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially one pocket, you're going to come to the table every rack. You know what I mean? Where if I'm playing Shane in a race to 11 and he's breaking perfect, then I could be sitting in my chair the whole match. Especially playing 8-ball. And it happens a lot. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Like, I've done it to a few of my opponents, but it's like sometimes you're playing great, you don't get to the table. How you doing, pal? I once played Niels Fine in the semi-final of the World 8-Ball Championships about 4 years ago, and I was playing awesome. I played Niels Fine. I lose a lag by about an inch. I hit a really good lag, actually. I lose a lag by an inch. We're playing a race to 9. I come to the table when the score's 7-0.
Oh.
And when I come to the table, I'm like snookered, like hooked behind the ball, and it's virtually impossible to get out of. And
Intentionally hooked?
And I nearly made it. And then that was the only shot I got in the whole match.
Wow.
I lose 9-0. I come out of my chair once in the semi-final of a World Championship, and I play a jump shot where I need a miracle.
That was the year that Niels won it, right?
No, he lost in the final to Dennis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's amazing. Because the next match, he couldn't make a ball on the break against Dennis. Crazy, isn't it? Same table. An hour later, it's just that ball. That's pull. You know what I mean?
I know, that is pull.
You just can't. It's like an head scratcher.
It's a combination of many things, but
Yeah.
it is.
Tell you,
And
it's
if you can
really-
figure it out and you can
that's-
tell everybody what it
that's
is, you
right.
can make $1 million.
It's so hard to figure out sometimes.
Yeah, pulls.
I've been trying to figure it out for 50 years.
Yeah. That's what keeps you going.
That's why everybody plays this game, because it's hard.
Yeah,
If it was easy, nobody'd play it.
that's a great shot. Great jump shot.
Wow,
That's
that's
why
sweet.
if any pool player comes to a professional event and they expect to win, they're in the wrong sport.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you got to go in with that confidence, though.
You're going with confidence. Just
Yeah, but-
just you're hoping to win and just try your best.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You can't look too far
But
ahead.
if I come in, I'm thinking that I'm expecting to win this event, then you're in for a big fall. You know. What I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I mean, I mind to win the event, but I'm not expecting to win it just because there's so many elements to come over. You know what I mean? Like obviously, everyone plays. I mean, there's so many good players here for one. That's a bad miss. There's a lot of good players here for one, and then obviously there's the luck factor in the game.
Look at that. In a prime example, what Stevie just did. Easy shot.
Yeah, that was really bad. That was a big miss right there. And that was really
Wow.
bad also.
He tried to spin out 2 rails and get back up with a 4-ball, but he almost went in the hole there.
I think he actually de-accelerated there, Hal. He
I
didn't
don't know
get
what
into
it
the
is.
cue ball enough. He sort of quit on the shot. I think he was trying to play with a lot of right English on the cue ball and come off the bottom rail and come in between the 9 and 10
Oh,
ball.
okay. Okay.
But he just completely quit on the shot.
Looked like he caught the long rail, back
Yeah.
to the long rail, and then back to the short rail.
Well, that might
Weird.
have been the cue ball might have got him there also. He's not feeling
You
comfortable
think,
with his cue
you think
ball.
so?
Cue
Maybe,
ball
yeah.
safe here.
He's left him a bank. Stevie's a bank pull champion.
Yeah, I was just going to say. That's
Even
the
though it
wrong-
wasn't his really specialised game, I says, "Oh, you must be a bank pull player." He says, "No, I never play it. I never play it." I said, "You're crazy." But that year he played unbelievable in the Derby City bank pull 2008. He beat Efren in the final as well. Yeah.
And talking about that, Efren and Tony Joanne are actually the first two at the next Make It Happen. It's June
Yeah, I see that.
2nd through the 5th, I believe.
One pocket.
And there's 4 other players. Yeah, one pocket event. That's coming up. Check out
Tony
Aki's
Chohan
stats.
and Efren.
Yeah. No, there's only the first 2 that are invited. There's 4 other players.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the members vote the other 4 players in.
I just played Tony in Raleigh. Oh, he got really out of line here. I don't know what he was trying to do, but
Well, he was trying to spin it off the 2
It seemed
rails
like
and get
that,
over,
yeah.
but he didn't get any spin on the cue ball. So he might have cued across the cue ball there, Ron.
well, I wonder what he's going to do here.
I think it does cut, though.
Maybe he's going to bank it.
Or bank it.
Oh, just
He
missed.
needs to get lucky here. And it's not a disaster. It's not an easy combo. But the good thing for Mika is that if he does make it, the natural shape's going to be there for the 7 because it's going to go to the
He's
left
got
side.
a safe here, too, off the left side of the 7.
I'll be surprised if he don't go for the combo. I think when you're that close with the cue ball, I think it's very difficult to refuse. But he does have a safety, like you say.
Yeah.
But I think when you're that close with the cue ball, it's hard to refuse, really. If the cue ball is like the distance, like let's say the cue ball is where the 9 ball is, then I think he'd definitely play safe.
And these are 4.5-inch pockets.
Yeah. I think with this, with how close he is to the 7 ball, it's
Yeah.
very hard to turn down.
It gets automatic shape.
It's supposed to make it.
Yeah, it gets instant.
Yeah, I think with a situation like that, you just look at the percentages, and I think he was a favourite to make it, but wasn't guaranteed. He still played it good, you know what I mean? Good control, good speed.
Who's that guy there?
That's
Canadian,
Francis
French-Canadian.
Crevier,
Oh.
I think it's called. Oh, wow.
Wow,
Plays
look at
pretty
that.
fast. He plays pretty good, too.
Wow, he's left himself a tough shot. That was a bad shot.
This is definitely a tester right here.
Oh, this is very missable.
When you want to know something, Mika's ahead 8-6. You know he wants to put this in for the hill. Wow, he comes with it. You know, Mika is impressive with the long shot.
Well, that's
he
his
is,
strength.
yeah.
That's Mika's game right there, his shot making. Like I said before, if he has one weakness, it's his cue ball control.
Yeah.
But because he's such a good shot maker, he can get out of trouble. But sometimes it costs you, you know what I mean? If you're not feeling good, you're not hitting the ball good, then you're not going to keep making them tough shots. So that's the reason why he's not as consistent as some players, let's say.
Yeah.
But when he does find his A game, then you try and stay out of his way. You like to stay out of his way when he's playing his best game, you know what I mean?
You have no chance but to get out of his way because
Yeah.
you'll be in a chair.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
You know?
you have the same opportunity to do what he's doing, but you know if he's playing well, you've got to play your best game also
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I
to have a
understand what
chance.
you meant.
But
Sure.
I've played Mika many times, and I've played well and beat him. I've played well and lost to him.
Right.
But I've had games where he's played terrible, and I've beat him easy
And those key shots come into
because
it.
of the inconsistency.
Right.
Where I feel like when he's beaten me, I make him work for it. You know what I mean? Where a few times I beat him, it was sort of easy, and then the next time he'll play amazing and beat you like 10-1 or something.
Right.
But that's just Mika's style of play. You know what I mean? I guess a little bit like Strickland, really. You know what I mean? Sort of like all like very very offensive shot makers.
Well, it's kind of hard to do with a format like this, you know,
Yeah.
with the alternate break.
The same with Jason Shaw. He's a similar style player.
Jason,
I
you
mean,
don't blink.
he's an out shot maker. His
Yeah.
cue ball's not great, but he's a great shot maker, and he's young. So, but in 10 years' time, he'll slow down a little bit
Yes.
because he'll get the scar tissue,
Yeah.
I saw
you're right.
tapes
the
of
battle
him.
scars.
Yep.
I saw old videos of him. He used to play a lot faster.
Yeah, he'll get
Imagine
slower.
that.
He'll slow down as he gets
Oh,
older.
he will. Sure will.
A few
Got to
bad
give him all the
beats.
credit in the world, though. He's still, you know,
It's entertaining. It's like watching
making plenty of great shots. And
yeah, I
getting
mean,
out.
Chris Mellon's another one.
Chris
Yeah.
Melling, what does he do now?
Well,
Is he still playing?
He tried the snooker tour for a couple of years,
Did he?
but he's just dropped off the snooker tour. So I'm guessing he's going to start playing pool again.
I used to love his stroke and delivery.
Yeah, he's got a great stroke. And yeah, I mean, Chris was another one, great shot maker. But he used to play really quick, but he's slowed down
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the Mother Nature, you know, and Father Time.
Yeah, I mean, also that, and then you learn how to play a little bit more composed, let's say, and the battle scars get you scratched.
Oh,
He knew when he hit it.
Wow.
As soon as he hit it, he knew it.
jeez, yeah.
Mika on the hill. And guess what? He can get out right here. and take this match away from Stevie. Stevie will not be eliminated. He will just move over to the B side of the chart, so to say, and Mika will move on. Tom Kennedy is still in the match with Oscar Dominguez.
Look at this shot here. Wow.
He's looking to just brush it? No.
He's looking
Oh,
at the
he
tip.
must have miscued.
I don't think he did, though. He just... Well, I said, I tell you, he's been very fortunate in this match, Al. He's had all the rolls.
Well, look
in
at this.
match.
Does he have the bank lined up and still
Maybe,
have position
yeah.
for the 7?
Maybe.
I don't know.
But he'll be very happy to win this match.
Doesn't look
'cause
like a bank to me.
he knows he's played pretty below average for his level.
Yeah.
And he's got all the rolls, I think. What I've seen, he's had a big chunk of the rolls.
I guess he did have a bank, but he didn't turn it enough.
But to have ball in hand with 6 balls left and only get to the first ball. But I sort of knew at the start of the match, he looked lazy to me. He looked really lazy around the table.
I can't tell. Well, you know better than I.
Yeah, I feel a bit sorry for Stevie. I think he's played a little bit better than Mika, but he hasn't had the rolls, that's all. But it's nice to see. Stevie looks a lot better to me. He looks a lot better on the eye also. Like he looks a lot more compact with his cue action. And looks a lot more confident than he did last year when I last see him play.
Stevie's going to attempt to cut this or play safe behind the pack.
He's
Look at
really
that.
good,
What
actually.
a shot.
He's probably one of the best at cutting balls in. But that's where the aiming
CTE?
system, that's definitely
Yeah.
helps with that type of shot.
Is that right?
Yeah, you could see him lining that up with the aiming system.
You know how to do that CTE?
I've tried it, yeah, it just wasn't for me. I like playing off field, really. I like, because I've played these shots a million times, I think, well, I'll just go off my muscle memory and just, if I do use a system, I'll use one for the rail shots. I'll use like the shadow on the ball for the rail shot. But besides that, I just go off all feel or just use a ghost ball, whatever.
Yeah.
Which I think everyone does anyway, or should do.
And you know what? I'm sorry, Darren. You got your DVDs out there, and we didn't mention them. You're the
Yeah.
type of guy that doesn't do things
Well,
like
there's
that.
no more DVDs left, but you can download and watch it online
Okay.
on
And where do they download it from?
the actionreport.com.
Okay. Justin Collette and the crew.
Yeah.
TheActionReport.com. You could download the training videos right
Yeah,
there.
perfect practice 1 and 2.
There you go.
Yeah, we run out of DVDs.
Yeah, you know, times change quick,
Nice
right?
shot, Stevie.
That's good.
Meanwhile, back at this match, Stevie's trying to make a change real quick. It's Mika at 9 on the hill.
Stevie, what's on 7?
Stevie's on 7.
Is he related to Penn Gillette?
No. Or Gillette.
Or Gillette? You know who Penn Gillette is, right?
No clue. What is it?
Penn and Teller?
Oh, Penn and Teller. Sure, I know them, yeah. I never saw them in person, though. I'd like to see them. Maybe years ago. I don't know. Now might not like it, but they're still interesting. They come up with some tricks and magic and the comedy act involved with it. And they're still doing it in Vegas, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. The Rio.
Yeah. Did you
BCH
see their
on it.
show where the people come on, the magicians come on and try to fool them?
No.
They had
No,
their
I
own
don't
show.
know.
like
Oh, wait
that,
a minute.
yeah.
They did have a show
Fool
years
Us or
ago,
something?
right?
Yeah. Not too long ago. I don't know if it still airs.
Well, Mika hit a perfect break, and it looked like the easiest rack in the world. Then
Six.
Stevie got a lifeline when the 9 ball and the 6 ball tied up together.
Which were the last ball rolling.
And the good
Well,
thing,
he might be able to break them up if he gets on the 2 right.
Maybe,
He can
yeah.
get underneath here.
yeah, definitely.
And he's got instant position on the
yeah.
three.
If you don't break it off the 2, he won't be able to break it. It'll be very tough to break it if you don't use a 2 ball, because
Yeah.
the 4 ball is at the opposite end of the table.
Right.
So it's important to look at where the position of the balls are. If you're trying to break your balls out, for the amateurs out there, it's important to look at the position of the balls after the break. See which is the best. Like, you don't have to eat your next lowest ball to break the ball. It's more work out the best ball to break it up. Where it is definitely going to break it up.
Yeah, he's going to get a good.
I wonder if he's going to go 1 rail or 2 rails here. You would, if he can get into the cue ball enough, the 2 rails will be better, because it should be guaranteed.
Well, he went 1, and
Yeah.
it worked.
Kind of worked. I think that was just personal preference. It depended on the angle. I don't think he had that much angle on the. He had too much angle on the 2 ball, sorry. So I think that's why I used the 1 rail, and now he's sort of perfect. And the 6 ball worked out great also, because it's right next to the 7.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it looks like it might be time to turn the lights out in this match right here.
Yeah, quite fortunate after the mistake he made in the last rack to get a nice layout. I mean, he still played a good shot to break the ball open. But I think Stevie would be disappointed, but I think he'd be quite happy with the way he's played, actually. Because I think Mika definitely had the roles in this match.
Yeah, he had some shots that he got out of
Well,
position.
he
which
got
I
away
got
with a lot of
fortunate.
misses. That's
Yeah.
the key. Where Stevie didn't get away with his misses. You know what I mean? That's the look really. And a couple of breaks here and there. I think Stevie got kicked in off the break twice as well. So
I always say when I lose a match, anybody can win from the winner's side.
yeah.
It takes a real player to win from the loser's
Yeah.
side.
Well, you're going to be working, that's for sure.
Well, I
Yeah.
think if Stevie plays like he did in this game, he's going to be tough to beat
Yeah,
on the
I know.
loser side.
And there you have it. Mika Immonen defeats Stephen Moore by a score of 10-7. We want to thank Dazzle for sitting in,
Yeah, it was
Darren
good.
Appleton. And we want to thank Mr. Ron Park. Thank you, guys.
Right,
Really
cheers.
appreciate it. And
Enjoy.
keep up that work with Check You Out. I think you're doing an excellent job, and
Cheers,
it's
mate.
an excellent drink.
You too, mate. I think you're doing the match with me and Earl, right?
If you and Earl playing, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we'll be right
What
back. I
time-
just got to end this
What time
recording.
do you guys play?
May.
yeah,
Oh,
the challenge match.
Yeah, I've been putting it out there. Yep.
Yep.